What's up guys, today we have a 6'6", 230 pound blue belt on the show. I'm 5'9", 190 and he's definitely the tallest person I've ever grappled with, so I had to adapt and figure out how to deal with his length, which was a fun task and provided a great opportunity to look at how to deal with such long frames. I know body block takedowns be difficult due to his height, so I just push him away to exit the clinch and shoot as I see he's postured so high, standing straight up. As we land, watch how he tries to move his hips out to get an angle, and I shut it down by hugging his leg tight. You need to stay squared up to people in their closed guard by controlling their hips. If they can get an angle on you by moving their hips out to the side, they can more easily threaten submissions and sweeps. Because his guard isn't fully closed with his feet locked together, I can simply use my forearm to push his leg down to force a chest-to-chest half guard. Because he was overhooking me in closed guard, I now have a free underhook in half guard. But I have to let go of it as he brings me to my right. I have to let go of it to post, otherwise I'd be swept. I bring my knee to my right to transition to 3/4 mount, but he loses control of my ankle and I get right to full mount instead. He's staying very tight defensively with his arms, and I know it's going to be difficult to isolate one of his arms. So I dismount by windshield wiping my legs, which ensures he can't catch my foot, and regard as I dismount. I don't have a good enough of a grip underneath his chin to catch him in a guillotine as he comes up to his knees, so instead I get behind him as he turtles. I really like this grip on the inner thigh from Turtle. It really limits their options to escape and controls them really well. When I'm ready to attack, I take a body lock grip and drag him down. If I'm connected to him, he's going to go where I go, and now with the way that we're angled and with him having his back on the mat, entering into the truck is going to be much easier than taking the back. I want a twister, but realize quickly with the long torso he has, his head is very far away and I'm unable to grab it. So instead I go for a calf slicer. From the truck, the calf slicer and the twister are the top two submissions. Although the groin stretch is cool and a third available submission, it's not as high percentage in terms of effectiveness. As I try to enter into single leg X from shin on shin, he backsteps to counter. I try to catch his leg with my hook and take his back, but fail. This is what I was trying to do. I do end up in single leg X, but he's staying so heavy with his right knee that I can't get my left heel onto his hips, so instead transition to X guard. Because he's so tall and can get his hips so far away from my short tree trunk legs, I can't really retain X guard and instead invert into 50-50 guard as he tries to retreat. 50-50 is a good place for leg locks, but I'm finding it hard to get a good bite on the heel on his super long legs. I much prefer the inside saddle to 50-50 because you don't have to worry about them attacking your legs, whereas 50-50 is exactly how it sounds. Both grapplers are in an equal attacking position. Eventually, I just stop trying for the heel hook so I can keep the roll progressing, making sure to control his legs to prevent a scramble and ensure I take top position. I enter into the smash butterfly guard to work some body lock passing, but he has his back flat on the mat so I can't lock on my hands. When body block passing, you want to get past their shin and over their knee so you can dominate inside position, but with the length of his legs, it's a lot of distance to clear. As I try to assess the situation, he tries to extend me away, but I use that opportunity to try to step over and clear the knee. I don't manage to, but it does force him into a worse position. I use dope mount to get to mount, which is when you place your inside knee in between theirs and then step over their knee and to their hip with your outside knee. I don't have any real upper body control as he's stopping me from taking an underhook or crossface. He then has a nice fundamental bump and shrimp to escape, and I'm back to passing. One thing that he could be doing better is using his hands to help control me. Right now he's only using his feet, but you need 4 points of contact in your guard each limb. I try a step through pass but fail and now work towards a leg drag. I don't clear his frame completely, so I use my right forearm to block his hips and my left hand to push the knee down to clear the frame. But he manages to sneak it back in and he's framing very well with his arms, so I just change my angle. You can't go through frames, you must go around them, and angles beat frames. He's done a great job thus far, staying tight and using his frames to prevent me from grabbing his head or taking underhooks, but now I have those grips and this is the worst possible place you can be in side control. This is way better arm positioning. You can't let people control your head or occupy the space between your armpit and hip, otherwise known as inside position. Preventing and taking inside position is where the battle is won, and getting submitted is losing the war itself. This here is a really good study on triangle defense as well as finishing triangles. What I should have done was put my left foot on his hip to prevent him from stacking me like he's doing now. This is what I mean, the foot on the hip prevents the stack. Stacking is an extremely effective way defending a triangle because when you force someone's knees in front of their hips, it makes it really hard for them to lock up the triangle. When the knees are behind the hips, 99% of the time it's very easy to lock up. It's when he puts his knees on the mat that the pressure of the stack is relieved. Now I put my foot on the hip to prevent any further stacking, and now I can position my knees behind my hips and it's easy to lock up, although I do finish the armbar instead of the triangle. Just be careful not to overstack, which is when rather than just bringing the knees to the chest, you also put pressure on the neck. This will either injure your training partners or make them angry. You only need to bring their knees to their chest, not break their neck. Don't overstack. I'd like to just quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, X Martial. X Martial is a fast-growing jiu-jitsu and MMA brand. Not only do they offer premium rash guards, shorts, gloves, and more, but they also provide a valuable service to the YouTube community, sponsoring YouTubers like MMA Shredded, Jedi Does Jiu-Jitsu, Tyler Spangler, and more. All these videos take a ton of time and effort to make, and X Martial does a great job providing extra compensation for us and the ability to earn additional revenue. They believe in what we're doing, and as a result, you get to view more content and better content. So I'd like to say a big thank you to X Martial on behalf of the creator community. Check out what they have to offer. You can even pick up my gym rash guard and shorts like you see me wearing in this video. For 10% off your order, make sure to use code Jordan10 at checkout, or Jeff's, Jedi's, or Tyler's. Either way, it's all good with me, and now let's get back to the video. I was trying to use my underhook to get to the dogfight, but he goes to his back, which prevents the back take but gives me the sweep in the process. This is the dogfight and what I was trying to do. Using my underhook to get to a position where we're both on our knees, there are a variety of different ways to finish a sweep or take the back from here. I have a dogfight system video halfway done on my hard drive. Let me know if you want to see it and I'll finish it. I've said it before and I'll say it again, to pass half guard, you need to get your knee free first and then your ankle. To free my knee, I tripod my butt up so his legs fall below my knee, and to free my ankle, I knee slide. I pull up on the tricep to put him on his back, and then when I knee slide out, I make sure not to leave any space for him to regard by getting his bottom knee between us. He does a great job framing, which like before, I go around the frames and now take the back with his cool back take. Very similar to what Chael tried but failed, except I went more to the side, but I did it properly. I'm trying to work a Kimura grip armbar like you see me do here, but he brings his back to the other side and where I lose the ability to bring my right leg over his head. So I figure I'll transition to the guillotine, but can't get that going either. I wasn't rolling great this day, it was just one of those days. Let me know if you have those days too and how you deal with it. To counter this Granby roll, I move myself out of the way so he falls beside me and into side control. I have him in side control of the body lock and I'm looking to control his head with the crossface. He does a great job though of timing my transition and frames my arm away. As he bridges into me, I use that opportunity to attack a triangle. There'd be a lot more space to get it if he had his hand on the mat rather than his forearm, though either one provided opportunity for the triangle. His right arm is framing really well on me, nice and wide, and I know the triangle will be very difficult to secure, so I abandon it. I'm kind of just seeing what he's going to give me rather than pursue him. I shouldn't let him smash my top knee down like this, but once I sneak in my butterfly hook, it's all good as I use it to elevate him. I'm trying to enter into a leg lock, but with his hand committed to my armpit searching for an underhook, he's unable to post out with it and falls over head first. Luckily he did a front roll rather than spike his head. This is what I was trying to do, elevate him into the leg lock. I want to say a big thank you to all my patrons who support the channel. I super appreciate you guys, and thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're still here, please leave a comment or a fist bump, and I'll see you guys next time.